What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. We have a lot to talk about today. In this video, we're going to be going over the best plays to watch in the market right now and the top news, because I know that there's a lot that's been happening with the market, whether it's China news or economic data or what's going on in Afghanistan right now. So we're just going to be covering everything in the top plays. So make sure you guys stick around to the end of the video. We have a lot of great stuff to cover. And if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. We post brand new videos every single day. But Tom, let's get right into it.
Yeah, there's actually a pretty big feud between Cathie Wood and Michael Burry as Cathie Wood kind of hits back after Michael Burry's short position on ARK's innovation ETF kind of came out, which is the ARKK fund, which I kind of have pulled up today, which is down 0.93% as the market ends up going down today. But she comes out and says some pretty crazy stuff about Michael Burry, says that she does not believe that he is correct in the fundamentals and everything right now, and that he doesn't understand the growth in this type of sector and everything. So there's a lot of stuff and a lot of hostility kind of going on between them, which is just kind of funny to see. But in the end, Michael Burry might be right. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now in the overall market. We had the SPY end up falling down today, 0.64%. And man, if we would have closed down here around 440, it would have looked a lot worse. So honestly, this kind of resurgence at the end of the day or recovery was kind of pretty good and honestly helped the market to not look quite as bad for tomorrow. But man, I honestly would not be surprised if we saw it continue to go down. There's a lot of catalysts weighing down on the market that we're going to talk about, but this feud between them is kind of funny right now. And it's interesting because ARKK holds a lot of these stocks like Tesla, NIO, a lot of these innovation stocks like Zoom even, and a lot of these stocks have been going down over the past few days. And it's just funny to see this short report come out right now as well. It's just funny timing with all these catalysts going on.
Alrighty, so guys, let us know what you think about whether you're siding with Michael Burry or Cathie Wood. They're both very intelligent people. They both have great track records behind them. Michael Burry was obviously one of the people who called the mortgage / housing crisis back in 2008. And Cathie Wood has been known to be very hot lately with all of her great investments. So let us know what you think about this situation. Personally, I'm kind of leaning towards Michael Burry's side right now. I feel like some of these valuations are a little bit crazy with these growth stocks, but either way, it should be interesting. And let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. But then, Tom, let's talk about some just general market events right now. Fill us in, what's happening with Afghanistan and this China data and, what's going on?
Yeah, Afghanistan's been kind of a crazy subject lately, and there's been some crazy stuff come out with people clinging onto airplanes, people getting transported. Definitely not good. It definitely sent the SPY down today. I would say that catalyst right now, combined with retail sales today, they dropped and were the worse than expected at 1.1% in July as rising COVID fears apparently hit consumers, according to CNBC there. Inflation news over the past few weeks has kind of been crazy also. The Fed did mention the other day that they might actually taper bond purchasing or talk about it over their next meeting. So we'll have to see how that ends up going. There's a big transition right now out of these value or into these value stocks, out of some of these growth stocks, kind of like Tesla, for example, which has been going down, ended up red today again. I mean, man, there's a lot of impacts on the market. Michael Burry's short position. There was some bad China data that came out, Mike. The retail sales rose 8.5% in July, which was lower than the forecast of 11.5%, which is pretty bad numbers. And, those China stocks are not looking good at all. Bob is just not catching a break down below that 200 support, moving down to these lows, even worse. And, it just seems like there's just so many catalysts to make the market go down. I don't know how much longer the bond purchasing and stuff can kind of prop the market up. It just seems like with all this stuff weighing on, there might be some downwards movement coming pretty soon. And, we keep hitting all-time highs, but I would not be surprised if the market goes down over the next couple of weeks.
All right, so yeah, definitely a lot going on. So Tom, let's get right into these momentum plays for tomorrow. With the first one, we have LOW to the downside. They really tanked off, and they didn't even report earnings yet. It looks like they have earnings pretty soon, actually. To be exact, they have earnings tomorrow before open, and they're already down 6%.
Yeah, I would actually go ahead and make them fall below the 180 support. That's going to be a pretty big support over the next few days. I know that they're at 182 right now, but with these earnings, I'm betting that the movement will be pretty drastic.
All right, and then with the next one, we have GM also to the downside.
Yep, General Motors, go ahead and make them fall below $50.20.
All right, and then with the last one, we have DXC.
Yep, DXC. This one's actually down quite a bit, 11.8%. Pretty bad there, but make them fall below 36.68.
All right, and so we are watching these three plays for potential day trades to the downside tomorrow, only if they break below the levels Tom listed. But now let's get right into our member of the day. Today's member of the day is HD Rogers from the YouTube comments. So huge shout out HD. Thank you so much for all of your great insight, and comments really help grow our channel. So thank you so much for all the comments and all the positivity. We really appreciate it. But now let's get right into the unusual options activity for this week. So Tom, we're looking at Apple, and Apple has been in a very unique situation over like the past couple days. It tries to run up, and then at least today it got rejected. Yesterday it ended up powering up, especially towards close. But I feel like it's in a very unique situation, and with all the catalysts going on, it's just, I don't know, it's hard to describe. I'm pretty neutral on it, but the smart money traded around $20 million worth of the Apple $152.50 calls that expire this Friday. And I'm definitely going to say that the smart money is shorting these calls. It's probably like a covered call or something like that. And, just given how far out of the money they are, plus it being a weekly, plus all the craziness in the market, it just looks like short calls to me.
Yeah, me too. And it seems like a pretty smart play. Like if they had a lot of shares right there, that would be a pretty good play to kind of short that 152.50 right up there past these all-time highs. With all this stuff going on, I would think that the Apple could definitely end up down at the end of this week. So I'm with you, Mike. I would say they're shorting it, especially since there's $20 million on it. If there was only a 500 grand or maybe a million, maybe it's just someone randomly longing it or some institution. But I would say they're shorting it given that there's that much money, and it expires in just about 3 to 4 days. So that's pretty crazy.
For sure. So let's get right into these comments. With the first comment, we have HD Rogers saying, man, this is the first time I think I ever disagreed with you guys. Too many signs pointing to AMC squeezing, especially with how much big funds have been buying since last Wednesday. I will be holding this one long enough for the run. Great video as always. Keep up the good work. So, it's good to disagree sometimes. Always trust your gut. Now, personally, with AMC, I support the movement behind it, but, just given the current sentiment, you can say, back a couple weeks ago, or I should say back a couple months ago now, AMC was really running up, and there was, hype behind it, everyone was talking about it, and now the hype has died down. Now, that doesn't mean it's impossible for it to run up. It'll just be a lot harder because, this type of stock really flourishes when it has that hype. Another thing is, it's hard to bet against these funds. They have so much power and influence on the market. So, I'm just going to stay neutral for it. But, if you're in it, I definitely hope it pops up for you.
Yeah, me too. And, AMC's been pretty good off this $30 support, and it's been moving up pretty well the past few days, popped up 4% after he posted that comment. So it seems pretty good. And hopefully we get up towards that 40 resistance over the next couple days. And it looks like we might be heading up there tomorrow. And one good thing is that AMC doesn't really follow the overall market, and sometimes they go up when the market goes down. So it could be a really good stock to possibly get some good day trades on, or maybe some quick swing trades as the market starts to fall.
All right. And then we have Alex saying, you guys are my info for the day. It's my only way to survive in this crazy market. Better stock up on Dramamine for this motion sickened market. So yeah, I mean, it's going crazy, and we're in for a wild ride. There's so many catalysts, and, I think the best thing to do is to have yourself protected in some way. So, for example, if you're holding a bunch of tech stocks, I think it's a good idea to hedge yourself at least a little bit, maybe with some QQQ puts, or maybe selling certain parts of your positions. You just want to make sure you're protected at all times. So always trust your gut no matter what. And then we have Outlaw saying, Mike and Tom, happy Monday. It was a busy day, but I picked up some NIO shares around $39.50. So there we go. I know NIO fell a little bit today, but it's a solid stock, and I'm excited to see how it performs over the next couple months.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it'll be pretty good for you, somewhere right around $40. is going to be a good level for NIO to own shares at, definitely for the long term. So I think it'll be good, even if it ends up going down over the next few weeks towards like $30 or something really crazy. If something bad happens in the market, don't be too worried. I think averaging in could be pretty good, or even just holding those shares over the next couple of years. I think you'll end up being pretty far in the green if you just let it go.
All right, and then we have Dan saying, "Love the videos, guys. I have coin at $240. You think I'm safe? You can list some support zones for coin, please." So he's in at 240 right now. It's at like 250. I think you should be good. I mean, just expect volatility either way. The IV on this stock is like 56%. So either way, I mean, statistically speaking, it's pretty likely that it will touch 240 again, just given how volatile the stock is. However, I have supports at 240. I have another big one at 230, and then another big one at 220. And like the last one I have is at like the all-time low right around 208.
Yeah, like 208 to 210, I think is going to be pretty good for the longer term. As long as Bitcoin goes up, I think Coinbase will end up flying up too. And I think it looks like it's holding the support around 250 to 240 pretty good. And I think we'll end up going up over the next few weeks.
All right, and then we have Shelby asking about Tilray. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, man, these marijuana stocks just keep getting beaten down. But that was even today. It didn't end up moving up too much. But just looking at like the 90-day, 15-minute, wow, I don't know what's happening here at the end of the day, Mike. But wow, right at close today, they ended up popping up. What a surprise to see at $14, $14.12. This is actually a pretty big pop back. Man, they've been getting beaten down the past few days. I'm really happy to see them popping like this. And man, I've been waiting for these marijuana stocks to kind of get a move on for the past few weeks now. And I'm glad to see them kind of popping up here. I don't know what this catalyst is in after hours. We'll definitely have to look into this one.
Yeah, so I'm reading the news right now. It looks like they're reshaping their balance sheet to further accelerate their growth. So it looks like they acquired a majority position in amended MedMen convertible notes. So, that's great to see. They're making efforts to, reshape that balance sheet. So that's awesome. And, definitely put it on your radar for tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. It actually looks pretty good. They're flying up pretty well right now in after hours. And man, I know that it looks pretty well right now. I'm glad it's up above that $14 resistance. And I'm wondering where we'll end up opening up tomorrow. Cause lately we've been seeing a lot of stocks like fly up in after hours on crazy news on earnings and stuff. And then they come right back down. But I'm really hoping for a nice resurgence out of some of these cannabis stocks.
Here we go. So Tom, do you have any last minute stocks or anything you're watching for tomorrow?
Man, I'm really have my eyes on Moderna. Out of a lot of stocks that ended up being red today, Moderna actually kind of resurged itself back up 7.5%. I will be watching it. It does not look the best of the upside, but I'm definitely looking at it with the type of momentum it had. There is a big resistance right here, right around 410. If we break out above 410, I'll really be bullish on it, but it just depends on how it ends up moving. Keep in mind, this is just for a quick day trade, not for anything like no swings or anything like that. I think over the next month or two, we'll see Moderna continue to the downside, but I'm watching that. And I also have my eyes on MU, which has kind of been consolidating down here around the $70 support. They're bouncing right off of it. Kind of got a nice little bounce going up in after hours. I saw Simp actually talking about some good flow on MU lately as well. So definitely keep your eyes on it. It's right at that support, and it's a pretty big semiconductor stock / AI stock. So it should be pretty good for the longer term.
Good stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Don't forget, if you want to trade with Tom, myself, and our bots every single day, you can click that first link in the description down below. Daily option swing trades, day trades, order flow bots, and a ton of custom bots. You could talk with Tom and myself basically all day long. You'll have access to a great community. So definitely check it out. It's that first link in the description down below, and you can cancel at any time. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any questions, let us know in the comments down below. But other than that, thanks for watching.